In this video, I'm going to show you how to install the Bimmertech Alpha 1 subwoofers in an F57 Mini Cooper. Let's go. What's up, everyone? I'm Steve and you're watching F33. Now, if you like this video, give a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss when a new video drops. Now, the F57 came with the base audio system, and for what it's worth, sounds all right for stock. I also wasn't too concerned about it at the time because I knew I was going to upgrade the speakers anyway. Now, I wanted something that was going to be a drop-in replacement and completely reversible. I wasn't at all interested in cutting the factory wiring or making any additional mounting holes in the car. Now, when I was researching my options, I heard a lot of good things about Bimmertech, so I thought for this build, let's try them out and see how they sound. Now, I've never heard these speakers in person. I've only heard them in YouTube videos, which never sounds anything like they would in real life. So I'm really excited to see how these are going to sound. Now, I know many of you who watch my channel also have BMWs, and the cool thing is that since BMW makes Mini, most of these steps are going to be very similar. Now, when I was talking to the folks over at Bimmertech, they told me that they created the Alpha 1 brand specifically to be a plug-and-play replacement to OEM systems for people like me who love quality audio. Now, I, for one, I love quality audio. I store all my music in FLAC, and if I do stream, it's always at the highest bit rate. Now, they have a few different packages depending on the audio system that you have, but the installation is going to be relatively the same. Now, I chose to go with the front and woofer set, which covers the front door mid-range speakers, the A-pillar tweeters, and the under-seat subwoofers. I wanted to keep this video short, so for right now, we're just going to go over the subwoofer install. But there's going to be another video that covers the mid-range speakers in the doors and also retrofitting the tweeters. Now, Bimmertech also has an amplifier upgrade as well, but I wanted to give these speakers a chance upgraded to see what the difference in quality would be and not just the volume. But I do intend on getting the amplifier upgrade in the future. Now, before we head out to the car, I wanted to show you what the ordering experience was like. Now, on the home page, you will see a buy now link, which is what you'll click to get started. Now, you can either select your specific make and model, or you can put in your VIN. I'm going to select my make and model, which we have the Mini 2-door, we have the base, and then they have a couple different options for you to choose from. So you got the woofer set, the front end woofer, the complete set, and the amplifier upgrade. And one thing that's cool is you can click on the package and see the individual locations. So here's the woofer set, and if we do the front and woofer, it lights those up. Complete set lights those up. So we're going to go with the front and woofer. We're going to continue. For right now, we're going to skip the amplifier. And then they have a couple different options that you can add onto your kit. I suggest getting the DIY Essentials kit. I think it's really cool. It has a lot of the bits that you need for your car, so it's really nice to have in your bag as a travel toolkit. And then I also like that they have the door panel clips. I mean, how many of you have never broken a clip when you're taking on and off the panel? I know I have. So it's really cool that they have these door panel clips available. Now, the rest of it is just checking your cart, putting in your payment information and shipping information, and that's it there. So why don't we head out to the garage and get these speakers installed? I'm really excited to hear how these are going to sound, and we're going to do a before and after sound test as well so that we can see the difference. The tools needed for this install are a T20, a T50, and a torque wrench. The difficulty for this install is easy. All right, so I wanted to give a quick sound test of the before. Again, this is the hi-fi system. So bass subs, bass speakers, bass radio. We'll just get a kind of an idea of the clarity and the volume and where it cuts out and things like that. And then after we upgrade the subs, we'll do a sound test. And again, after we upgrade the doors, we'll do another sound test and just kind of see what these incremental changes do to the sound quality in the Mini. So let's start out with the first song here. And I'll start out with kind of a medium volume and work my way up and see where it cuts out. All right, so right now we're midway, and I have this running off of a USB stick. These are all FLAC, so the highest quality I could get. All right, so not too bad. You can definitely tell that there's subs in the car. Let me crank it up a little louder. Okay. It's about 3/4 of the way up. All right, so I noticed that once I go above 3/4 of the way, I could start to hear the speakers kind of pop. They were at their limit. Let me try out a different song here and see what that sounds like. I'm just going up to the 3/4 mark here. Sounds pretty good. All right, let's try another one here. I'm gonna see if I can find something. Here we go. All right, so the mids sounded okay. They sound a little muddy, but the bass is no good. The bass was really mushy, especially on this song. This song really brought out the inability for the subs to do their job. At low volumes, it sounds perfectly great, but once you crank it up, it sounds like trash. We'll do one more here. All right, so again, same thing, kind of mushy. It sounds okay for stock. I mean, there's a lot of cars that don't have a sub at all, and this has two, one under each seat. So it's definitely better than your average car, but I think we can do better. So why don't we head, we'll do an unboxing of the speakers, and then we'll get to the install. All right, so I wanted to do a quick unboxing. Right off the bat, very nice packaging, looks very fancy. Looks like when you are gonna open this up, you're in for something special. So we get a card here, just talks about the speakers and why Bimmertech started Alpha 1. We got a sticker, always love those. And then we have the subs. And holy cow, dude, these things look awesome. So I'll just take one out here. And I love the design of these. Just really good quality. All metal. Nice big magnet. Just really nice. Really good quality. And I'll do a comparison once we take out this stock sub, and we'll see what the Alpha 1 looks like compared to the stock. All right, and then let's go ahead and let's open up the speakers. So again, Same style box. All right, and so first thing first, we have a tweeter upgrade. So the Mini didn't come with tweeters. However, there is a retrofit to add tweeters, so that's something that we're gonna do. That's gonna be a cool project. I just have to get the A-pillars for it. And then we have the mid-range door speakers. Again, very, very nice quality. The magnets look awesome. I mean, just the design of these, really, really cool. Can't wait to get these installed. And then also in the box, they give you, looks like maybe a crossover. And then you also get some other wires and things to connect these tweeters. So they give you wires to go from the mid-range speakers through the doors and then up to the A-pillars so that you can retrofit the tweeters into your system. All right, so that's the unboxing. Why don't we head over and get these speakers installed? All right, so I just took out the passenger side sub so that I could show the difference between the two. And I mean, it's night and day. I mean, if you look at this, I mean, the Alpha 1 speaker is leaps and bounds better than the stock. So the stock, I don't know if you can tell on here, but this is like almost like a nylon screen there. And there's the actual sub, so it's downward facing. And then you have this little tiny magnet on top. With the Alpha 1, you have a magnet that's like 3 times, 4 times the size. Your speaker is facing up instead of being downward firing. And then you have this metal grill on top to protect the speaker instead of being completely unprotected and having a little nylon screen there. So, I mean, leaps and bounds better. And honestly, like, this probably weighs twice as much as well. So I love that, you know, this is all metal and this one is just kind of garbage plastic. So, I mean, just looking at this, I could tell that this is, you know, premium quality. You could do a blindfold test, pick the two up and know which one is the Alpha 1. So why don't we go ahead and get the Alpha 1 installed? I cannot wait to see how this thing sounds. All right, so the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is remove this trim panel. The reason is that the carpet is pretty tight in here. So in order to get to some of the screws when you're unscrewing the sub, it's easier if you just remove this trim panel. So the way this works is you could just grab a hold underneath, and there's a series of clips that will come out. All right, so here they are. And some of the clips you can see stayed on the trim piece. Some of them stayed on the car. No big deal. You're just gonna take a trim fastener removal tool. You know, just take any tabs that stuck in there, and you'll just put them back on the trim piece and then pop it back on. So the next thing that you're gonna wanna do is to get the seat as high as you can. So we're just gonna, this is a mechanical seat, so we'll just raise it up. All right, and then you're going to want to put it all the way back. And then remove the 2 T50s. There's one here, and then one on the other side in the front. All right, so now that we have those 2 T50s out in the front, we're gonna slide the seat forward all the way. And then grab the other 2 T50s that are in the back. All right, so now that the seat is unbolted, we're just gonna take the seat and tilt it back. And that's gonna give us just enough room to work in this area here. All we're gonna do is gonna remove these 4 T20s that surround the grill. And then there's 4 other T20s that bolt the sub to the car. All right, so we'll just remove the 4 T20s. All right, so now that we have the 4 T20s out, this grill just lifts off. And there is the factory sub. Now it's gonna be really difficult to see, but you're gonna see 4 silver T20s in here. So there's one on each corner. There's, let me see if I can get one of these on camera here. There's one right there and one over here. There's another one right over there. And then this is where the carpet needs to be pulled back, because right here is the plug and then also another T20. So let me go ahead and get these T20s removed, and then we'll remove the speaker. So to get the one in here, I'm using an extension, and it's right there. All right, so you can access the plug to disconnect the speaker right in here. Just use pick tool or something like that, and then unplug it. But for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna do it a little bit backwards and take the speaker out first and then unplug it. That way you can see it on camera. Now, sometimes these speakers are glued in place. This one, thankfully, is not, and it just is going to come right out. So just go ahead and start to lift the speaker out. Okay, and there is that blue clip. So what you're gonna wanna do is, with a pick tool, there is a little tab here, and you're gonna push the tab in towards the speaker, and you'll hear it click, and then just go ahead and pull the harness out. And the speaker is free. All right, so let's go ahead and get the speaker in. And again, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to plug it in here so that you can see it on camera. And this cable is super short, but just pops in there. You'll hear it click. And then you're just gonna fit this speaker in. It's gonna fit in exactly the same way the OEM did. All right, so there we go. So now you're just going to take those silver T20s, pop those back in place, and then it's probably a good idea to test the speaker out before you go ahead and button everything up. And you don't have to go crazy tight on these. It's just metal screws going into a plastic frame. All right, so now we can go ahead and
pop the grill on, just like that. You'll feel it click into place. And then put those 4 black T20s in, and again, don't over tighten them. All right, so once you've got the grill in place, go ahead and move the seat back into position. And you're basically just going to want to line up the holes in the seat rail with the holes in the floor. And then I suggest threading these in by hand first. You don't want to strip them out. And then the other thing is that BMW and Mini suggest that you replace these bolts. I tend to use them over. Usually I'll use them a couple times, but it's up to you whether or not you want to replace those bolts. All right, and then once you have the rears in place, not torqued down, but just in place, go ahead and put in the front ones. All right, so once you're ready to tighten these down, go ahead and torque them down to 42 Newton meters. All right, so the last thing that we need to do is put back on this trim piece. And like I said, if you have any clips that stayed, go ahead and pop those out with a trim removal tool. And then just put them back onto the trim piece. So once you're ready to snap it in, there is a tab right here in the back, and that's going to slide under the trim piece on the rear. Line up your tabs and just press them into place. There you go. Trim piece is back in, subs are in, everything is torqued down. Let's hear how it sounds. All right, so now that the subs are installed, let's take a listen and see how this sounds. Ooh, I can already tell the bass is kicking in. Oh yeah. Let's try another one here. That sounds good. That sounds so good. I could tell that I am maxing out the speakers in the door. I I can tell the difference between, you know, the bass that they're trying to put out and what the sub's trying to put out. The subs, I can feel the bass I can feel it through my body, like through my bones. I can feel those subs hitting, and it sounds really good. I really need to get the speakers and the doors swapped out so that I get more clarity and those aren't the ones being maxed out. But holy cow, these subs sound amazing. Super crisp, super clear, and loud. I mean, it sounds really good. Let me try a different song here. This song's not too much on the mids. It's more the highs and the bass. Woo, that sounds good. Oh yeah, yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna make me wanna just take this out and drive just to listen to the audio. This sounds really good. Like I said, I can't wait till I get the mids swapped out. And when I get the tweeters and the A-pillars, that's gonna be even better. So I can only imagine. And then, you know, once the amp gets put in, it's a whole new ball game then. Let's see this last song here. Yeah, you can hear the bass really kicking in. That sounds so good. Oh, that sounds awesome. All right, so I am super excited to hear what the upgraded mids sound like. So I'm gonna get to work and put those in. Those will be in another video. You'll see those next. Yeah, this is great. Super awesome plug and play mod for the Mini, and it's gonna make the driving experience that much better.
Now, as you saw, installing the Bimmertech Alpha 1 subwoofers in the F57 is really easy and should only take you about a half hour to 45 minutes to install. Now, as with most speakers, I'm going to assume that these are the same and have some sort of break-in period before they're at their peak performance, but right off the bat, these things sound incredible. There's already such an improvement, and I can't wait to hear the sound once they're fully broken in. I'm also looking forward to swapping out the stock amp with the Alpha 1 amplifier. I mean, that thing puts out an absurd 1600 watts of power. Now, as always, I have put links in the description below to all the products and tools needed for this install. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, smash it if that's what you're into, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you on the next one. God bless.